go.
Wait, are we starting now? Did you press play already? Damn, holy shit. Hold on, let me close the door.
Yep. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anyone listening to this. We are back with another Bits and Pieces. Will, Jason, rocking the microphones again. If I sound a bit tired, it's because I recently just got off a plane. Got back to Hong Kong. Spent about a week over in Fukuoka in Japan.
Will is just tired of my shit.
Well, that's part of it too. But
damn, that. Oh, damn.
No. I'm glad that we're recording again, Jason. But yeah, spent the last couple days out in the south of Japan, enjoying the lush weather, the amazing food. Oh my god, the food was so good.
What did you have? What was like the highlight of like the amount of meals that you had?
So there's a soba place called Shingetsuan. They're
Where?
It's in the north. There's two different shops. They're both in the Hakata region of Kyushu, of Fukuoka.
Hakata region. Every time I hear Hakata, I just think of that Hakata Konkatsu ramen anime.
Dude, the ramen there was also fucking amazing too. But this place, it's a soba shop, and basically, if you want to have one portion of soba, two portions of soba, or three portions of soba, we
talked about this.
Yeah,
we did talk about this. Yeah,
super good. Also went to an all-you-can-eat yakiniku. Lots of ramen. Had a lot of yatai experiences, like the little food stalls by the river of Nakasu. That was really nice. Sushi was all right. Like South Japan there's a couple of omakase, like really really high quality sushi spots, but they're also incredibly expensive. They're like $600-700 US per head. So I wasn't quite ready to drop that kind of money.
Of course, money is always a factor. But let's say if you had that money, could you even get in? Right? Because don't you have to book like months in advance for that shit?
You have to like really book ahead of time. The one time I booked a place, I literally had to book 2 months ahead of time.
Right. So
on a Wednesday night.
So even if you got the dough, does not mean you can even just walk in, right?
Some of these are like extremely exclusive, or you're like booked out for like 6-7 months ahead of time. Like there are people that, for example, like want to go in January. They would have in July. They would have booked over Christmas.
So, Will, this is not just a travelogue or your escapades, right? Is there a certain kind of reason why you're mentioning all this, besides obviously what's been happening in your life recently?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
what was that?
It's the bag.
Oh,
of stuff. I don't know. Somehow it fell.
Bag of stuff. Oh,
it's kind of creepy.
It just knew. So whilst I was there, it was actually kind of like nice just to be out of Hong Kong, but at the same time, I just wanted to see some weeb shit. I wanted to see some anime, some manga, and whatnot.
No, it's fine. Just go on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
.com.
I actually wanted to like feel like the copies of manga. I actually got to see a real light novel as well. They're actually incredibly small. I didn't realize how small they were. Like literally, like
you can go to like Chinese bookstores in Hong Kong here and was it Estelle?
Estelle.
Estelle.
Yeah. Oh no, Esleet.
ESLI.
I mean, I never bothered, but it's like I actually never seen a light novel in person. They're like the size of your palm. They're incredibly tiny.
So are you saying they're incredibly light?
Yeah, that's exactly why they're called light novels then. But yeah, like I wanted a couple of manga stores, like just bookshops in general, and legitimately everything that you've seen in this season as well as the previous seasons, like it's all there. Like legitimately, they'll have Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, they'll have Demon Slayer, a lot of Haikyuu still, a lot of Slam Dunk. Like a lot of places were selling the full set of Slam Dunk.
Well, because of the movie, right?
Exactly, yeah. A lot of One Piece.
Yeah, but to be, I mean, I think like a lot. For example, Bookwalker, right? Obviously, it's a digital platform. But they would have a lot of like, spring 2023 seasonals. Here are the digital manga or digital light novel in case you guys want to watch it. Hint, hint.
And the bookstores do the same thing as well, where it's like, there's this that's coming out the upcoming season. That's why we're showcasing it right now.
I mean, in many ways, that's why we do the ASAP, right? It is to
And it's unfair,
It's
man.
like double up, right?
It's unfair. Like they definitely like got it going on in terms of like, if you ever just need to know what's going on, you don't have to go online. Just go to your local bookshop and just buy whatever. I did notice though that the manga are a little bit more expensive than they used to be. I remember they used to be around 400 to 500 yen. They're now 640 yen per copy. So they've gone up by like an extra 100, 150 yen. Which is okay. Really, it's not that much more money, but it's definitely noticeable if you're going to be buying like volumes upon volumes upon volumes of manga. It's a shame I couldn't buy anything there because they were all in Japanese, and I'm not at that level of being able to read or write in Japanese yet.
So you didn't find any Tokyo Ghoul?
Actually, no Tokyo Ghoul whatsoever. I saw a lot of I saw Made in Abyss. I saw a lot of Demon Academy, whatever it's called.
Demon King Academy?
Because there's a light novel section, and it was still super popular over there.
I mean, light novels is...
Mushoku Tensei as well.
So what did you find? What did you get?
So I went to this mall called Canal City, which is on like the western...
Wait, that's the English name. What is the... sorry.
I actually don't know. I don't think they have an English... I think it's a Japanese name. I think it's just called Canal City Hakata.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
the English word for Hakata is Hakata.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna halfway expect you to do some racist, like,
No.
Asian... Like,
Kanaru City.
Yeah.
Kanaru City Hakata. No, definitely not. In Japan. No, I'm not doing that kind of shit, no.
Except you just did. But
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What did you find in this
they actually
Canal
had a
City
lot.
Mall?
So there was like a Bandai Namco collaboration with a bunch of different other companies. So there's a lot of ReZero, there's a lot of Haikyuu, there was a lot of Gundam, like there's a lot of Gunpla stuff there. But there was also an official Shonen Jump store that was featuring a lot of the current manga and anime.
Wait,
and
where
whatnot.
is the Shueisha headquarters, actually?
I thought it's in
Is
Tokyo.
it Tokyo?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense if it's in Tokyo.
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff they had there was very much like, I mean, My Hero Academia was everywhere. They had
What about Witch from Mercury?
Yes, there was it wasn't specifically with the Jump store, but the Bandai Namco, they actually have a Gundam base at Canal City. It is like it's the second base store outside of the one that is in Tokyo, I believe.
Side note, the Witch from Mercury, I think the Bunny Usagi Gundam, which is like the one that the heroine uses, it looks nice. I really like rabbits because I'm born in the year of the rabbit, and fucking dope ass design.
Yeah. So they had a whole section within like the Gundam base that was just for Witcher Mercury, which is pretty cool. A lot of people there. I mean, like especially when I was flying back, I saw a lot of people with like their duty-free, tax-free bags and whatnot, and more than half of them was just filled with Gundam.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also because you can flip them.
Yeah. That and also I don't know, is it considerably cheaper in Japan? I actually have no idea. But anyways,
No idea.
That's what
Especially with Gundams, I have no idea.
There's a lot of Witcher Mercury stuff. There was some JoJo stuff there too, which is cool. Except that like because I don't read Japanese, it's very much up to the end of JoJo Leon or the latest one. So a lot of the characters they featured on their merch, I actually don't know who they are because I haven't read past whatever I've read from Steel Ball Run and from Stone Ocean. So Part 8, haven't seen anything yet. Part 9, not released yet. Not JoJo Land or
Nope.
Lands. Is it Land or Lands? I'll have to check that anyway. But, whilst I was there, I figured, something we haven't done on this channel.
What is something that we haven't done on this podcast or channel?
We've read anime and manga, watched anime and manga, we reviewed it, but we haven't eaten it. We haven't eaten anything anime or manga related.
I mean, I've eaten my words before. How about that?
When I was at the Jump store, I bought
We're just gonna ignore that, okay?
bunch of other merch as opposed to like.
Can I see the bag?
Yeah, it's not all that cool.
It does say Jump Shop.
The reason why is because I went for the plastic one, which is only 10 yen. But if you went for the paper bag, it's 100 yen. And it was a lot nicer, but I was feeling kind of cheap. So This is what you're gonna get.
Okay, so you went to get a bunch of food items.
Yes. So there's some that are like kind of small, kind of straightforward. There's some that like are that actually require a little preparation. So we'll just start off with the
What?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, wait, before we start, so this is kind of a audio recording of you showing me this kind of snacks that I've not seen yet, and me testing it, trying it live, right?
If I can find like the products online, I can definitely link them in the show description.
Yeah, we can probably
Yeah.
do that.
So
Yeah.
the first thing I found, and this is not unique because a lot of different series.
Wait, how many items are there in total?
4.
Okay, do it. Let me grab like my water so I can like cleanse the palate, if you will.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Go ahead. So the first one I wanted to show you, like, this is basically like light on the palette itself, because a lot of different series also have
it's outside.
this
Anyways.
brand. Not this brand, but this particular product. It is done in collaboration with Bandai Namco, as a lot of these actually are in collaboration with Bandai Namco. This comes from Spy X Family. These are peanut wafers. So I got this one specifically because all the other brands, all the other ones that were like from Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and whatnot, they were all chocolate, but only Anya's one was peanut flavored.
Okay, I love it when there's that extra touch, because when people don't know Spy X Family, or they are kind of not very well versed, right? This kind of like, why is just Anya's peanut flavored? It just won't make sense. But if you understand the character Anya being super into peanuts, it just is like that extra level of like, if you know, you know.
Yeah, they also had other ones with like Lloyd and Yor on the covers, but those ones were regular, like chocolate flavored. Only Anya's was peanut flavored.
Oh my god, of course there's like some sort of gotcha card element within this pack.
Is there? I actually didn't know. I just bought it because I thought it was cute, and it was also because it's, you know, it's canon. The fact that they made sure that this wafer featuring Anya was peanut flavored.
So on the top right hand corner on the back says line up all 27 types. Okay, I'm reading the kanji as well as the English. It says the numbers 1 to 11 are cards. The number 12 to 13 is called opikado, which is, I guess, the opening, the cards for referring to the OP. Number 14 and 15 is the ED card. And then story card is 016 to 027. So you can literally collect them all, bro.
Yep. I mean, come on, man. Like, what hasn't Japan gachafied? Everything is a gacha game in Japan now. You can gachafy like life insurance in Japan. You know that?
What?
I don't want to get into it, but you definitely can.
What, you mean like gotcha life insurance or gotcha insurance?
As in, like, you can literally, like, oh, I don't know what life insurance package I should pick, and then you just literally just spin a wheel.
What about women?
Oh, wow, this smells
Women and
great.
men. You can't gotchify that, right? I mean, technically dating apps is
There
kind of
was
like that.
There actually was a pop-up in Tokyo like 2 or 3 years ago called Swipe Mart. Which is under the Tinder brand, and basically you go in there and buy. It's like a convenience store, but literally you could sit around and then like people can swipe left on right on you.
No, but you see, how many stars are they?
It depends.
We are
on
not degrading humans to like rare pulls and drops, okay?
I guess it depends on how frequent you go to that Swipe Mart. I'm having trouble opening. I got it. Okay. First of all, smell that. It smells more like strawberry than peanut. I'm pretty sure it's peanut because it has the picture of a peanut on it, but it actually smells more like strawberry than anything else. You get the card out?
Oh, it's kind of cute. There you go.
Oh yes. Also, actually, oh wow, this is a shiny as well.
It's a holographic.
Oh, it's a hollow. It's a hollow of Anya with her dad, Lloyd. Lloyd and Anya.
What was the number? There should be a number there. From 0,
3.
0.
003.
Okay.
It's strawberry flavored, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, buddy.
What the hell? There's a picture of a peanut on the whatever. Okay, maybe I should have read the Japanese. Now, not interestingly, but when I bought these products, the cashier made sure that whilst I bought them, I was also aware of the expiration date for all these products. So, as if to basically say, like, these are not just collectibles. You do have to eat these, otherwise they will expire after a certain point. Okay. It's not bad. It just tastes like any generic crispy wafer you can get at a supermarket.
I mean, this holographic card's pretty nice.
So this thing was, I think, 300 yen.
All right, so let me give you my take on that. So first of all, in terms of generic packaging, it's all right. Very run-of-the-mill. So if we use the Mal scoring scale, essentially
6.5, 7.
Yeah, I would say it's 7. It's mid, okay? The wafer, I would say, even if you exclude the fact that we misunderstood and it's end up being strawberry flavor, I think it's also very mid. It's just nothing about it is very impressive to me. Even the card, I'll be like, all right, sure. But the card, I guess, is like a 7.5.
For a value of like almost 300 yen, like you get a wafer, you get the card.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It was 300 to 400 yen. It was definitely not more than 500. Yeah. So of course, like with that kind of money, you could spend on other things. You could actually buy like 3-4 cans of Highball at 7-Eleven with that kind of money. But
please drink responsibly, guys.
very responsibly. Okay, so that was the Spy X Family stuff. Again, there were a lot of different series that like, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, even JoJo's Bizarre Adventure also had this wafer. But what I noticed as well was, along with the Gundam base shop that they had, there was also like a lot of card battle games going on. Like there was one that was specifically for Shonen Jump. There was one specifically for One Piece. There was one specifically.
When you mean by card battling, do you mean like they were playing that card battle there, or
they actually set up like an arena with playmats for like people to actually participate in like a One Piece card game. And I didn't know anything about it. There were shops that were selling like specific cards for this card game.
I mean, Magic the Gathering, as well as like a bunch of other, like I played some arcade games that are very like AR. You actually have a deck of cards.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. There's one in the Namco. Well, not Namco anymore. It's called Gigo. A lot of the Namco arcade centers are now changed and rebranded to Gigo. But I think the one, I'm not sure it's the same one you're talking about, but
I even have the cards and stuff like in
there
my
are these arcade
house.
machines where it's like instead of having like joystick and buttons and whatnot, it is like a flat touchscreen kind of panel. You put your cards on there, and then whatever card
you have to put your membership thing in first. So record your points.
And your saves and whatnot. And then when you put cards, I think the cards themselves have like little microchips inside. And then like basically
the ones that I have don't, but they have some sort of like recognition pattern
something,
or QR
right? Because you put it on there,
something.
and then whatever card you put on there, like a respective commander or an army
of that thing. Yeah. So
there were some people who were taking it very seriously, but it looks cool.
Don't look at me. I didn't take it that seriously. That has like 2 or 3 decks. And
how much time and money do you put into it? Because I've had friends who like legit just go to Japan for like a week on a business trip, and then they just come across that, and legitimately they like sink like a couple $100 into it just because they go in too deep, and it's really, really fun. It's really, really fun, they say.
All I will say is I spent the amount of time, dedication, and financial sink such that I know all of the cards at that time, that I don't even have to know the Japanese, like, obviously because card games, and if you understand the mechanics, right, or the cards are finite past a certain point with the card list, you just know what the other people play, you know the meta, and then you just don't even need to communicate because you don't. Yeah. Just like how I play Street Fighter. I even went to an arcade in Tokyo and played Street Fighter 4 with like random Japanese salaryman during like 1:30 p.m.
Like after their lunch break, they just get a quick game of Street Fighter before they go back to the office.
Yeah, and like, oh, you have to put the 100 yen on the side to like indicate your turn, and if you win, you stay on, and I won some and I lost some, so yeah, I spent a good amount of money, bro.
So in terms of, winning and losing, let's say 400 yen for the Anya strawberry wafer.
No dice. It's just not that unique to me that stands out. I love Spike's family. I like Anya a lot.
But to be fair, a lot of other series were doing the same thing. So it's like, if you spent it, you would probably be like, oh, I got a 400 yen's worth of wafer and a Haikyuu card or a Demon Slayer card.
I would not pay that much attention to this or like another generic wafer of the same brand, of the same type even.
Up next, we got Demon Slayer candies.
Oh, you can stop right there. I don't like those types of candies.
Really?
Those are very like the ones where like when they make it, they slice the thing. I hate those.
You don't like these?
I don't like those.
I mean, it's just pure sugar.
It's terrible.
It's
like saying I like licorice. I hate.
Oh,
licorice.
dude, licorice is different. Licorice is just trash. I
or
hate
like
licorice.
candy corn. I fucking hate candy corn.
I'm indifferent about those.
Let me see.
Yeah,
so it's like a Demon Slayer. What candy is it called?
They're just regular hard candies. But you have imprints of like Tanjiro. You have Zenitsu.
So
you have Nezuko.
The thing that I like about these types of candies is nothing to do with eating it. Is to see it when they make it, because you have to kind of like roll them out and then pile
layer
color.
by layer, like they make the candies, and then like depending on the color, they add like the right amount of like food dye, food coloring, and they roll it out even more. And like before they even stretch it out, it doesn't look like it's that shape. But when they finally get it to that final shape,
and then they cut it, they kind of like have a what is like that paint like to scratch off paint,
like a paint scraper.
Yeah. So in the end, when you have like a whole like almost like a rod of these, they just like clunk, 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 and then like all these candies. That's why they are cut not cleanly, right? They're kind of cut in a way that it's like very much cut by hand.
Yes,
because that's the whole like point of it.
Speaking of cut, I might like really struggling trying to open this.
I mean, you can have one, but I would probably can anticipate what it probably tastes
just like sugar. Yeah. Have you seen the pieces of candy themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I looked into it. Yeah. So let me. Does it smell like?
It smells like Play-Doh.
Yeah, because that's the smell. Okay, so let me just say, Zenitsu being the yellow, that's a good touch. Nezuko, the pink outline, yeah, that makes sense.
Tanjiro is the green. Who's the blue?
Really?
It's I forgot his name. Damn it! What is his name?
Boar Boy.
Which is
oh shit.
The most beautiful
Con starts with K?
I imagine.
Holy shit.
Wow,
how did we both blank out on this?
Oh, this is not good.
I mean, he is a
Inosuke.
But okay, so not even K, but I mean several letters.
The last syllable is a K. Yeah, that's about it.
But hey, very pretty boy.
I'm gonna shake it up, and then like whichever one I get, that's the one I'm eating. And that also means that the next character to die in Demon Slayer. Oh, definitely not as Tanjiro.
Oh, so spoiler alert! Prediction by GAP: Tanjiro is gonna die in Demon Slayer. Ooh, that sound effect over the mic. What, you have like this perplexing look on your face. This makes for great audio, by the way. Sorry, guys. It's just like this is like this weird thing that Will and I kind of wanted to just chill, and then we just like, hey, let's just like turn on the pod and just like riff, right? Well, I don't know. This is probably gonna get released like at some point, right? I don't even know. Will,
there's almost no structural integrity to this candy. Like you would imagine with like a hard sugar candy, it's like that kind of crunch was not satisfying at all.
Yeah, because it disintegrates in your mouth.
No, but if it's like made with like pure sugar that's been stretched out long and long and long, it's less susceptible to just crunching and falling apart.
No, it's brittle. That's the whole point of it.
This is way too brittle. Like this is actually like uncomfortably brittle.
When does it expire? Maybe that's a reason.
April 2024.
All right, no. I mean, in general, those types of like taffy candy or whatever is very brittle in nature. Because imagine it, you use the paint scraper to kind of slice it. So by definition, it has to be somewhat brittle.
Somewhat malleable, right? To be able to actually be cut by something so thin.
I give that like a 6 out of 10. I mean, I didn't
5.
taste it. I didn't taste it, but like I don't like that type of candy.
So this was the only one. Demon Slayer was the only one that was selling this type of candy. Disappointing. I mean, I like the way they look. This is definitely like I wouldn't eat this. I would gladly just have one of these sitting on my desk because aesthetically it looks quite nice. I think.
I mean, I think it's because I've seen those types of like candies before. So to me, it's just very much like I'm not going to eat it. And okay, so this one just has Demon Slayer on it as opposed to like a Shiba Inu or, whatever, or Mickey Mouse or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, well, be prepared to, be disappointed by the next one because the next one is also just generic trash. It is Ultraman cookies. Now, there was another one that the Ultraman brand also sold, but they were a lot more flimsy, and also they had collectibles in there too. And I know you don't really care that much about Ultraman,
but it's a metal box. It has a ribbon around it, which is very nice.
This was also not from the Jump store. This is actually from the official Ultraman store,
and it has like that chibi version rather than a more realistic portrayal of the anime.
It's a shame I have to undo the tie, but
you also have they have tape. But the ribbon is just kind of as is, right? So one of the things that I kind of don't like or I like about anime like confectionery or consumables is on one hand I get why you kind of want to cash in, especially when it's timely, but on the other hand, very little instance do I agree with, oh wow, this one anime confectionery is like so much better than its counterpart, or like the other, like I like for example, like this wafer, right, for the Spikes family, the first one that we had. I will never ever go like, oh, this Spikes family wafer is way better than this wafer, but without the branding.
Like regular ass, like normie wafers, right?
Yeah, of course you can say like, oh, this is an exclusive flavor, right? Sure, but if you were to put 2 and 2, like put like them next to me, and there's technically no discernible difference between the two except one has branding and one doesn't. So there you go.
So the Ultraman cookies, there are like 15 or 20 of them. These ones expire in October of this year, so much shorter shelf life compared to the other ones.
Okay, so quick question though, Will, which one are you getting to consume? I'm taking the Ultraman one, of course. Let's take the other Ultraman one, or you're just taking Kaiju?
Oh, no, yeah, I got a Kaiju. It's the lobster Kaiju, the one with the claw.
Oh, the traditional one, too. I mean, well, not traditional. They're all, like, pretty OG.
The iconic, yeah.
The iconic one. Okay, there you go. $7.5.
It's definitely the best tasting one of them all so far. But it's also because it's, like, the most nicely packaged. Because there actually is bubble wrap.
And the most important part, they have the anti-moisture pack within it.
To be fair, this one also has the silica gel in it, but there's almost no moisture in these candies, so I think the Demon Slayer ones don't.
All right, I take this back. Fuck the Ultraman cookies. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, those Ultraman crackers or cookies are just good.
They're good, but at the same time, it's like if I was to buy this compared to like regular ass cookies, I don't think I would be able to taste the difference.
I think one of my friends, so in the past like year and a half, went to Japan before they closed their borders. Recently, there was like a Monster Hunter like restaurant. I mean, there was a lot of these types. There's like a Final Fantasy one, right? And every time I hear about these types of what do you call it? Like vanity restaurants? I don't know.
I mean, these kinds of like pop-ups.
No,
you will see them-
because it's not a pop-up.
yeah, basically these types of new restaurants, these new cafes, like you said, the vanity ones.
We have a Transformers fucking cafe in like Times Square, Causeway Bay. Like, who the fuck goes there?
I mean, if you love Transformers, you'll love to eat food from Transformers. That's basically the logic there. But yeah, a lot of these like just basically like show up in Tokyo. There's a lot of these in Tokyo because that's legitimately weeb central. Like if you want like otaku culture, weeb culture, that's the place to be in all of Japan.
Right. I just, of course, there's never gonna make something that is tailor made for the anime. It's just they slap on the branding. But
the more I eat these cookies, the
it's
more
a nice aftertaste.
the butter aftertaste comes out quite nice.
Yeah, I quite like it. 8 out of 10. I said 7.5, so the aftertaste gave it a 0.5 bump up.
Now the last one is
Save the best for last?
yeah, I would hope it's the best because this one actually requires extra steps.
Hold on. The fact that you said that means it's like one of those things where like you have to mix it and like
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You like Chainsaw Man?
No. Fuck Chainsaw Man.
What would you say is the most like recognizable thing about Chainsaw Man?
Chains?
It's the food, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially at the end. Spoilers. So, what better to celebrate, Chainsaw Man than with Chainsaw Man curry, featuring the whole main crew of Denji.
We are not going to have curry right now.
I have her prepared already.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on, let me see this. So this box.
Go ahead.
Okay, this box has like the panel. Oh, I see. It's of that. Okay. So essentially in the manga and obviously in the anime, there is a moment where 3 characters are at a person's house and they have to eat a certain food that, I mean, in this case, curry, that is made by one of the characters there. Trying my best to dance around spoilers because it's not really a spoiler, but it's a pretty funny interaction, and the manga panels are now actually part on the box, the front of the box. Let's see. Wait, there's like 5 types? Wait, Will! What level of spiciness is this? There's supposed to be like a level of spiciness like written on here, isn't it?
I believe it should be the medium spice. Does it not say on the cover?
Not really. It's only for one person, by the way.
Yeah. So I guess there is no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure, it says somewhere.
Isn't that like the Cocoa House curry?
Coco Jabanya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like that brand.
You don't have to eat all of this, by the way.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But it does look and smell pretty good.
You look and smell pretty good, Will.
Man, am I looking that tasty to you?
Hey, why don't you come a little closer and find out?
If that's not all, you also get a Denji sticker.
Okay.
Now, this is just curry, like straight from the packet, on some cooked white rice.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Japanese curry, honestly. Okay. I think... So,
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
so here's my hot take about this, Will, about the curry. You ready? I think this is the weakest of all of the 4 foods that we have tried. Not because I don't like the curry, but because even more so than any of the products, this is the most removed from Chainsaw Man. You could say the Wafer as well, right? The Wafer is like a close second. I could say that the taffy candy, that one has the Demon Slayer faces on them, the portraits, so you can't deny that, right? The Ultraman like cracker cookie with the box and the tin box, as well as obviously the etchings of the characters in chibi form, you can't deny those either. But this curry box, like if I were to take that
Well,
curry
they also have a comic in here too.
Yeah, I was talking about that over the when you were grabbing your like getting the curry ready.
It's also quite canon too. The fact that
Yeah, I also said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but you knocked it a couple points still in terms of like, was it because one, it wasn't a good curry? Do you think it's because it's curry? It's supposed to be good. Like it's hard to really make a bad curry in Japan.
yeah, I just think that with the candy, like if I were to show you that piece of taffy candy,
To be fair, actually, yeah, the
You
type of
can-
candies at least there's like
you'll be like, "Oh, wow, that's Tanjiro's face." I'll be like, "Yeah, man."
each cookie is individually. You'll have like Ultra 7, you'll have Ultraman, you have Tiga, you have Dyna, you have all the different kaijus.
Right. And with the wafer, okay, that's why I said it was like a close second comparatively to the curry, because other than that one card, right? If I took out the wafer, it wasn't in the shape of Anya or anything for you to indicate that it is from Spike's family. And if I were to take the curry, the curry packet, does it have any like advertisement of Chainsaw Man? I would presume it might have.
I mean, it might have bits of Denji in there. I don't know, but it's a it's
Wait,
a
wait,
vegetarian
bits
curry.
as in like, oh, it's a vegetarian curry, so it doesn't have bits of
No, it should not have.
Denji in the curry.
It shouldn't have any traces of human or dog in there, or chainsaw. Definitely no chainsaw in there.
So no man, no chain, no saw.
Nothing.
I mean, so that's why I think it is the least interesting to me, the curry at least.
It comes up as more gimmicky than anything, right? Because like legit, once you open up the box, it's just a little gray sachet of curry. You put it in boiling water and that's it. There's no print whatsoever.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Yeah, so there's...
It's not like one of those like curry blocks you have to like break down water. No, it's legitimately everything is packaged in this little like gray.
So in
plastic
other words,
sachet.
I can take that curry pouch, put it in another box, like the one that you would buy, in a grocery store.
It would just taste exactly the same as whatever curry there is.
Holy shit. And then this one, they can upcharge you because it has Denji in the front.
This one was 800 yen.
Okay, so that's not, like, too bad.
Not too bad. If you go to like a Coco Jibanya in Japan, like you're paying around the same price for a curry, except that of course it's like actually made in a restaurant and not heated in like a pot or like a microwave. I don't know. I don't know how the Coco Jibanya makes their curry. I'm not gonna like try and guess how they make it either. But I see your point in terms of at least like with the Ultraman cookies, there seems to be effort in terms of like each cookie represents a different Ultraman, a different kaiju. With the little taffy candies for Demon Slayer, at least each one represents a different character in Demon Slayer. I mean, I think you can give a pass to the Spy X Family one because it was the cheapest out of all of them, and like the wafer itself was decent. I'm not knocking the curry. We don't have to finish it, by the way. I'm actually pretty full from lunch, but I just wanted to at least show you like because there's a lot of other types of products that you can get, especially like in because like there's Don Quixote in Japan, which in Hong Kong we have as Donkey Donkey, and they also sell a lot of anime-esque foods, but it's not like anime inspired. It's more just like Jujutsu Kaisen seaweed potato chips, or you have like a slime isekai soda, but it's actually just 7-Up or Sprite with like slime on top of it. Then most of the time it's like it's not that crazy just to say a lot of it is just pure marketing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Like, I mean, there is not a lot that you can really comment on it because there isn't much about it to begin with. In many ways, it is the same item but slapped on with a brand, right? So, or IP in this case, right? So there's nothing that distinguishes, for example, that bag of curry, except on the outside there is like Chainsaw Man paraphernalia advertisement all over it.
There were a lot of people in that store, and not to say that I was like watching what everybody was buying, but I noticed that like nobody was touching any of the food. A lot of them were just going for like t-shirts, some figurines. Maybe they had like a couple of manga like a couple of copies of the manga that were like for sale there too. They were all going for that stuff, but the curries, there were a lot of instant noodles as well. A lot of shoyu ramen, tonkatsu ramen, a lot of Haikyuu ramen actually.
And Will, I hate to spring this on you, but this BP is not just hosted or led by you. It goes into Psych, another topic that I actually want to talk about because I knew you would be doing this because we talked about this.
Did you just bring food and anime stuff for me to try and consume as well?
No, I want to have a discussion actually on physical merchandising in anime and manga. Because I knew we would be talking and eating these kinds of like food items, these perishables.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another bite out of
Yeah,
this.
go ahead. I mean, I will probably take a couple of bites too throughout this BP. But let's have a discussion about physical merchandising. And again, I'm not talking about. I mean, we could talk about like the DVDs or the Blu-rays or the actual physical manga because
Does Gunpla relate here? Do it, like buying Gundam models? Would that be included? Or is that-
absolutely, it's merchandise. Yeah. So like figurines, posters, all that is what I would consider merchandise. In other words, things that are not.
Because Gundams are like massive.
Oh, of course,
that's-
100%. But we live in a time in the past, like let's say, like 3/4 of a decade or like 10 years, actually more like half a decade. It's been more of a prominent thing where digital manga is now the name of the game. Obviously, we live in Asia where physical medium, physical manga is still quite sought after. But we use streaming services all the time. We don't go out and buy DVDs.
It's interesting you
Blu-rays.
say that because, as I mentioned earlier in this episode, I basically visited a bookstore that had a whole floor dedicated to manga. So they had all the new releases, all the upcoming stuff, all the stuff that's already even airing in terms of anime, but they want to push forward for more media. There was nobody there. There was maybe one or two people outside of myself, but along the staircase towards it, you would see posters for different like manga platforms and saying like, you can get this shit for free if you start. It's like, what the hell? Like you're selling these books, you're selling this manga on one of the floors. You have a whole floor dedicated to it, but you have like other online manga platforms ready to showcase to other people, and you want to read this shit for free. Like, don't buy your shit here, just read it for free.
I've also encountered instances where someone would buy the physical manga, and then surprise, surprise, when they opened it, there is a code for the digital fucking copy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. But listen, it is no surprise that physical media, especially with video games, no one buys discs anymore, obviously. People buy it through Steam or online stores. Obviously, very legitimate, right? It's just like the way it is nowadays.
Like when I was talking about the that same bookstore that had the full set of Slam Dunk, they were selling it for 13,000 yen, which equates to roughly like the average like per volume comes to around the average price of 640 yen. I get that, but the whole box set was so neatly and beautifully packaged that basically this whole set of Slam Dunk is not meant for reading. You buy it so you can collect it.
Right.
That's literally it. Because once you unfurl that bow, you open up that box, you basically ruined the whole aesthetic.
Right. It's like that whole thing of when you buy a new car, the moment you drive it out of the lot or you crank the keys and turn on the ignition,
You lose half its value.
exactly. That's a thing that is not only very true, but it's something that you hear time and time again, especially in the US, right?
People buy shoes and never wear them. They never even take them out of the box. Like I know people that like collect shoes. Like
Yeah, plenty.
there are sneakerheads, but then there are also people that like actually just collect shoes.
They hype beast it
yeah,
up, you know?
because they want to flip that shit, right? But I don't know. I think like, would you say there's a similar kind of culture in collectibles, like physical collectibles, in anime
Absolutely.
and manga?
For me, I don't give a
Even
flying
for
fuck
manga.
about-
Even for manga, I understand with like figurines. I understand with like that kind of collectibles, but, like manga collections as well.
So
I think maybe
there-
less so. Maybe less.
I'll
so.
meet you halfway. It's not a manga, but the art book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think of all of the physical merchandise, again, I'm excluding Gundam, right? Because Gundam figurines, I think, is very much in a league of its own, as well as, things like Beyblade toys, right?
Yeah.
If we exclude those two things,
Pokemon cards as well. We're not including those in here.
absolutely do not count those things. Because I think that's like its own thing that, like, even though of course it's a physical item, it's a merchandise. It's not in many ways.
It's grown way bigger than just being a collectible.
Yes, just like how there will be plenty of people that never watch a single episode of Gundam that like builds the figures.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But I am not going to buy a figure of Megumi from Konosuba and not know what Konosuba or watch Konosuba or flip it. Right.
Yep.
If I just collect it, it's just. Anyways, art books is the only thing that I will concede personally.
I can see that.
Because it's gorgeous. My Land of Lustrous art book, fucking gorgeous, dude. It's just so good to have an art book that I can flip. Like, do I actually, like, consume it in the sense of, like, do I read it on a constant basis? I mean, I'm not holding you to it, Will, but the JoJo books that I gave you for your birthday, I don't expect you to, like, flip through them, like, every so often.
But it was nice seeing them for the first time.
Yeah, and when you see it, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I haven't, like, flipped through in a while. Let me check this out.
Not to mention you had to go through rather shady channels of, like, Japanese couriers and different Amazon wannabes. Saitama, yeah.
The guy from... No, as in, like, he was from Saitama.
What's to say he actually isn't Saitama from Saitama?
Well, that's because the address says Saitama.
But he could also be Saitama from Saitama.
Okay, all right.
We need to catch up on our One Piece lore. No, our One Punch lore.
One Piece, One Punch. Oh, bro, you're getting rusty, man.
That would be a very interesting collaboration.
You went to Japan and then came back, and then your anime lore
Fukuoka. The Japanese there is very southern. It's very different. They speak different Japanese.
Right. Okay, I get it. They have that accent, right?
I love Fukuoka, by the way.
I like Fukuoka too. I'm a Fukki na hama.
Fukkon.
Fuck.
Fukki is in China,
dude.
Is
China. Shit.
Fucking is southern China.
We have to censor that. I don't know fucking no. I mean, obviously we're not going to censor it. But I just made a fucking blunder again. Oh my god, within a span of like 4 hours, I just made like 2 of the biggest blunders.
It's all good.
That's like GAP finale worthy. Okay. Do you like physical merchandising? Again, excluding those exceptions I just said.
I haven't really collected a whole lot, but if I had the space for it, maybe.
Okay, so if I were to give you infinite space or a display case that spans several stories, for example.
I wouldn't need that much. I probably would just have maybe just like one display case that would have stuff that I like, and that's about it, really. I wouldn't go so far and so deep into this particular culture of collecting, of collectibles, whether it be manga, art books, cards, models, figurines, stuff like that. But I think it's because of the fact that most of the stuff that I appreciate from anime and manga is digital. I like having stuff that is accessible on my phone or on my TV or on my computer, and therefore I don't necessarily need to translate that to having like a physical appreciation or attachment that like represents that specific series of something that I like as well.
And would you say that your opinion or your stance is very much the common perception in the West, at least?
I don't know, man. I think that there's definitely...
Or a good enough proportion.
Yeah.
Like, enough for it to be more, like, double digits.
Look, I think, like, if I really like the Monogatari series, but I don't need to buy, like, a Shinobu to show how much I love Shinobu. I don't need to buy, like, a Denji to show how much I like Denji. Or Power from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
I can stand them all I want, but, like, from a digital perspective, as opposed to buying a physical figurine personified to show how much I care about them.
And we don't necessarily want to spend several thousand US to buy a JoJo suit.
That's different.
Really?
I would spend money on a JoJo
Really?
suit. I would.
I mean, right now we are both wearing Uniqlo shirts,
look at this
by
way.
the way. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
The gun from Psycho-Pass.
Yeah.
Would you buy a real size model?
Fuck no. I'm not going to get the Dominator. That's dumb.
Okay, it's not actually going to fire, but you wouldn't
No.
buy like an actual replica of the Dominator.
Now, when I say it's dumb, as in, for me, that would be a dumb purchase. I'm not saying if you purchase it, you are dumb. I'm just saying that's not what I would do. Like,
Really?
I want to be legitimate. I think the Dominator looks fucking awesome, and I think there has been like footages of people buying the actual thing and having it like open up and stuff.
They've converted and they've made mods to it. So
Was it P.O. Was that the guy that did the web series where he has that gun? The anime guy, the anime shorts guy, POZD. ProZD, yeah. He has a web series. It's about like anime cops.
Yeah.
And he has the Dominator, like as a BB gun or airsoft gun. Like, no problem. I just won't spend that money on it. That's it.
Is it because like you fear that it's going to be really expensive, or what is it about it that you think like, no, this is...
Because what am I going to do with it?
Admire it? It's the same with having an art book. It's not... Maybe not like...
I mean, no,
not entirely this... Yeah, you know what I mean?
get it. I really do. As in, like, I'm not trying to cut you off. I do understand, like, yes, it is very much on display.
Are you looking at it as trying to figure out the utility behind it?
Yes, exactly. I think for me, the utility of an art book is to appreciate the art. The utility of a physical Dominator from Psychopaths is not so that I can hold the Dominator and pretend to fake shoot someone or,
Stun.
Right, stun. No.
It might not shoot because...
Depending on the score.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? It depends on the system, bro.
Unless if it's a gotcha element, and then if it just so happens to...
Oh, I guess you're a low-scoring guy today. You gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I think, like... But do things have...
I have to change that
spike. That's okay. Do things have to have, like, a certain level of utility, though? In terms of, like, if you were to think about collecting something?
I think at the end of the day, as a consumer or buyer or seller even, as long as there is inherent worth in that product, in me or in the other party, then by all means, there will always be a reason to purchase it or sell it. However... one of the things I do want to focus on, besides the whole obvious fact of paper versus digital has shifted obviously now way more in the digital realm, at least in our experience than in the West, in terms of how the profits get distributed, is surprisingly a very big deal. Because for a lot of animation studios, and I think Will and I plan on doing an After Dark that focuses on where the money goes, follow the money, right? Merchandising is usually a right that is given to the animation studio, not to the production committee, that usually pockets most of the profits, but as well as incurs the most amount of cost and risk. So when the that's why we hear all these stories about, limited Blu-ray copies that are like so expensive, is because, or people like buy the Blu-rays to support the animation studio. It's not just empty speak. Literally, for a lot of people, even if you stream Jujutsu Kaisen like 5 million times on Crunchyroll, almost zero. I mean, I don't know because it depends on your contract and the arrangements, but most of the time, very few of it, just like how Spotify would give royalties to music artists in like the 0.0000.
It's like 4 cents for every 1,000 or 10,000 plays or something.
Yeah, something like that, right? Most of the money is usually given either, as a lump sum by doing the project or through merchandising. That's why there's always this big push to buy merchandise.
So you can support Psychopaths by buying a replica Dominator, right?
When you were smirking, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it when you were smirking.
Would you not support Psychopaths that way? I mean, I still get it though. I get your point. It's like, your appreciation of the Dominator is the fact that it works, but when you buy a replica and it doesn't actually work in real life, you're just like...
I mean, I don't want it to work in real life. How about that?
Yeah, you just want to see it in action, but from, like, the 2D plane.
Also, like, I just don't feel the need to. Like, I admire Ghost in the Shell, like, to the end of time. And I think both of them are done by Production IG. Both of them are science fiction, cyberpunk in nature. But I don't think I really would purchase anything other than, like, apparel. Because we actually do own we both own Ghost in the Shell apparel.
Yeah.
That is a merchandise of Ghost in the Shell.
Because there's utility behind it. You're not just buying it to support the art, but you're also buying it because the clothes are nice.
I am not going to walk around with a fucking Psychopath Dominator to show everyone how much I like Psychopaths,
Yeah.
but I will wear shirts.
I mean, you're wearing Bell.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Right?
So we both got these clothes from Uniqlo.
I fucking give you the clo.
And Uniqlo's awesome. But like other than clothes as well, like what other instances do I know that I've never bought in a Blu-ray
Besides-
with like a couple of
Besides
exceptions?
art books, besides like Blu-rays for like stuff that legitimately does not stream or is not accessible, then I get as well.
Even like uncensored versions of certain shows where you would be more inclined to buy the Blu-ray, there is also, like there. I mean, I just don't feel the need to like spend like several hundred US$ plus shipping or whatnot just so that I can get a disc that I can't even put in my computer because my computer doesn't even have a disc drive. So it would have to be my PS4. And like, why? Just so that I can see an uncensored version? Nah.
Yeah, but I guess it depends though, right? Wouldn't it depend on what series it is? Like, for example, if there was like a director's cut or like there's like maybe a Blu-ray of unreleased stuff for the Monogatari series, right? Like stuff that comes from like the off season or the monster season or whatever it is.
I mean, yeah,
There would be worth for that, but it's like again, it's like very specific. Like if it offers you value, if it offers you utility, then sure. But if it's just basically like, oh, I guess instead of watching High School DxD, I can watch High School DxD with nipples. Like, no, that's not something I'm going to purchase, right? That's not something you're going to be like, yeah, I definitely need the DVD for that. I definitely need the Blu-ray for that.
Yeah, and there is no at least subculture within our friend group where we're all exchanging DVDs or Blu-rays. There's just no need for that. We'll just be like, yo, bro, go on Netflix Hong Kong and just watch the show. Oh, okay, it's on Crunchyroll simulcast this season. All right, dope. Let's go. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's exchange of information rather than exchange of merchandise or physical goods.
So the anime food and candy and drinks and stuff like that, I don't think it's really worth.
I mean, when has it ever panned out?
No, I think it's more often just a short-term kind of hype / craze, especially when something new is coming out and it's like, oh, like you're definitely going to be buying this. Like there's like that cup noodle brand Nissin with Kaguya-sama that was doing like cross-promotional advertising in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that either,
There's
right?
also One Piece ramen. There's like Naruto ramen.
But the Sakuna fingers from JJK, though, I think like that's kind of funny.
Funny, but I also don't know many people that bought them, right? I don't know many
It's
people that
kind
bought
of
the molds.
creepy.
Yeah.
But when I hear it, I'm like imagine like there's a JJK edition of a hammer.
Ah!
Like you go to like Home Depot in the U.S. or Lowe's,
Or like you go to Sunglass Hunt or like Lens Crafters and you can buy JJK like glasses, like the Maki glasses,
yeah, no, okay. If you get contact lenses,
and you start seeing demons.
no, of a Goto,
yeah,
because it's like a very special, unique part, right? Then maybe, or like the Sharingan, right, of
Yeah.
Naruto, like contact lenses, I can at least see some kind of like added benefit in terms of utility.
Mm-hmm.
But and we're only talking like the big names, right? We are not going to go to a hardware store right now and have it be like, yo, there is these drills. Then there is the anime DIY edition limited run of these drills. I'll be like, get the fuck away from me from those. Those probably don't work for shit compared to these professionally done drills, even though they could be the same thing.
DeWalt.
DeWalt?
DeWalt's the one you want to go
No,
for.
this is for the ladders. So you go DeWalt.
They also got good drills too. I don't know. My dad's got his own selection of drill bits he likes to use.
But yeah, like there is just that like level of superficialness that when you tack on a wafer with Spy X Family, I'll be like, I don't give a fuck about this.
But it's the collectible cards too, dude. You can collect all the 1 through 13, the OP cards, the ED cards.
Sure.
Yeah, I
You
suppose.
do you, man. So, in other words, do you think that the animation studios profiting off of these physical goods is kind of a cop-out for the production committee?
To be fair, I think the one that profits the most out of all these is Bandai Namco, because these are all branded under the Bandai Namco brand.
I mean, Bandai Namco has made its way through tons of toys. Didn't they do Beyblade?
They did. They did Beyblade. There was also a Yo-Yo anime as well.
Who did Yu-Gi-Oh?
Bandai Namco as well, I think. Let me double check.
Like, Bandai Namco has that shit on lock, bro.
Collectibles, card games, figurines. They got everything. The card game was developed. Well, first of all, it was a manga serialized in Shonen Jump.
Oh, it's Suecia? Oh, okay. That makes sense. But, Will, you're not going to get, like, DIY. You're not going to get, like, Cross-Ange. You're not going to get, like...
No, but do you know what I did find when I was in Japan? So, you know what pachinko machines are, right? Pachinko slots?
Yes.
The newest pachinko slots, they're all the rage in Fukuoka right now.
What, Demon Slayer pachinko machines?
No.
JJK pachinko machines?
No.
Is there any way for me to guess without you telling me?
Wit Studio.
What? What do you mean?
It's a series under Wit Studio.
So it's not Spike's Family?
No.
Vinland Saga.
No.
No shit.
It has a few movies. Well,
Bungo?
a few short movies.
A few short movies?
The movie itself is actually 3 short episodes put together.
Why am I blanking out? Fuck, just tell me.
Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
Oh. So Will's package just arrived. I did not expect Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress to have a pachinko machine, but sure. I mean, at that point, like, I mean, Will. Wait, sorry. So Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Wait. Okay, so did you look at this pachinko machine up close?
Hell no, I don't give a fuck about pachinko at all.
No, but did you see like what it looked like?
It looked awesome. It basically had
Did it have a monitor on it
yeah,
with like footage or shit?
it would be canon in terms of like it would actually showcase certain parts of the anime and all that, while certain slot.
So you saw some footage, right?
Yeah.
Was it of the anime original, as in like the original run, or is it like new shit?
Oh, I think it was like definitely like new shit, but like based off of what happened in the anime.
Well, we gotta go. I need to know more about.
It's the new one right now, man. It's for sure like something that's super popular. I don't know why. I don't know why it's popular.
Because it's pachinko, son.
Yep. So I think in terms of like just general merchandise, I'm not entirely sure if we're fully sold into it. I think
No one is. It's not going to happen. As in, like, it's going to get worse and worse in terms of people's willingness to purchase these things.
Anytime you walk through like those Japanese like department stores, you go to like Don Quixote / Donkey Donkey, and you see like the new JJK potato chips, or you see like a new Pocky that is like endorsed by Konosuba or Kaguya-sama. Like, how often do you look at it and be like, eye roll? Like, not this again.
I would not eye roll. I just won't even look at it. It just is not like, it just doesn't faze me at that point. It's not worth my time to even focus on it at all because it's not my priority. That's it.
And what about like the figures themselves? Like, I understand with like food and drink that it's like it just comes off as more like marketing gimmicks.
Yeah, because it's consumable, right? And once you eat it, it's gone.
It's perishable for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but when it comes to stuff that like does have, in most cases, like everlasting value in terms of looking at a figurine, a card collection and whatnot. Maybe you don't subscribe to it because
no, cards are good because you theoretically either collect them or you play a game with them or you do both, right? So to me, it has way more utility. Figurines, of course, for displaying purposes, whether it is to give a larger portion of the profit or revenue to the animation studio, right? Or just simply being proud of that character and wanted to have a display. I will never ever throw shade at someone willing to shell out that cash for their favorite figurine or their favorite character figurine, period. Never will ever diss someone for that. I would be like, you're crazy for spending that amount of money for it. But I'm like, I won't insult your choices nor insult your decision to buy one because I get it.
Yeah.
I just won't buy them. That's it. Like, it's just, I guess it's just a personal thing. It's not even like, oh, I'm better than you because I don't buy figurines. It's not that either. It's just like, I just don't really care for figurines.
And I think it's all like when it comes to your appreciation for anime and manga, like I guess there's a certain amount of money. Like value is not necessarily the right thing because money isn't always the same in terms of value, right?
Right.
So,
It's not always 1-to-1, right? Yeah.
So like, your appreciation for it is the fact that like you subscribe to Disney Plus, you subscribe to High Dive, you subscribe to Netflix, you subscribe to Crunchyroll. You try and get whatever you can to be able to access all the anime. And then of course you then have like the manga platforms, which eventually they may have a new business model, in which case you need a subscription or you need to pay for credits and
I
whatnot.
pay for Azuki every month. Like, that's legit. Like, it always shows up every month. It's just, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so there's like no like comparative value between like having like a full cabinet of like Monogatari series figurines.
It's because of space.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too within Hong Kong. It is space, right? I think there is definitely a certain level of satisfaction that if I were to look at a literal shelf, like a wall of mangas that I have, and be like satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, I legit would like that. I would love that. But I don't think I will ever do that because the feasibility of that.
Like we've seen some YouTube videos of like people who collect manga, and like it's not even like just like a cabinet. It's like their whole room is just.
That looks fucking awesome, bro.
But it's in the same way that we have like I have a full like section of a bookshelf that's just board games and stuff.
And we collect board games and play them as well, and we have like Calyx.
But that's because we can't consume board games through Netflix and Crunchyroll.
No, you can play
like
Tabletop Simulator though. Technically, right?
Yeah,
Technically.
yeah.
So I do understand that, and playing devil's advocate in terms of art books, people will be like, why buy the art books? If you want to look at the art, just read the manga and look at the art. I'm like,
yeah, but you don't see the concept art. You don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see like the stories and the inspiration.
I mean, that's my argument for it. But I can also see someone
being like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to see the finished product.
Plus, it's the art, right? Hello, the manga is the art, the animation.
In the same way, though, it's like if you want to appreciate the characters of the figurines, you can just appreciate them on screen, right?
I mean, sometimes like Smash Brothers has like those figurines that
I
like,
actually
3D
have those.
viewers.
I actually have the amiibos. I have one for Link, young Link somewhere. No, cartoon.
But you see, the amiibos physical and digital.
Yeah, because you can actually tap them onto your Switch,
and you can use them for different games.
Yeah.
So that's like utility there that I would buy an amiibo technically.
It's funny because like actually like yeah, the young Link one I have actually works for other games too. Like for example, like Super Mario Galaxy. Like if you tap it, you actually get like free upgrades in the game. Like every day you tap it one time, you get like a free heart or like, you get a free something.
Right, that is unique to that amiibo line or that amiibo character.
So with that is added utility,
and I would get those for sure. And so I know it's like, oh, isn't that a figurine? Yeah, okay, then yeah, sure.
Actually, can you imagine that like at some point when you start like incorporating figurines into games, like when you have that AR card game, instead of like when you go into like the Gundam pods, you bring your own specific Gundam, you pop it into the machine, and that's the Gundam you pilot.
I'm going to do you one step further. You ready, Will?
I'll go for it.
What if, right? You wear a uniform that is scanned, digitally recognized by the video game, and then immediately they know what team you're in, what league you're in.
I thought for a minute this was going to be
affiliation
you're in. I thought this was going to be like an AKB the uniform thing.
Or you wear a school uniform and then, oh, you're from this school.
I'll do you even one better.
Holy shit, let's go.
What if you have that same thing, but it's for Uma Musume? Where you have to wear the actual uniforms of the horse girls that you're
So me being a dude, I have to wear horse girl uniform in order to play that character?
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
commitment.
that-
That's
that-
fucking commitment right there.
That
bro.
was another thing that I saw a lot of. Actually, there was a
like guys dressing
No,
up
but there's-
as horse girls.
No, but because the company behind it, Games, they're actually
Yeah.
doing like a massive drive right now to find indie artists.
Not a massive run.
No, but they were doing a lot of like advertising for the Uesume game as well. But what they were doing was actually trying to get more artists to come out and design characters for upcoming games, and then at the different malls throughout Fukuoka that I was in, they would actually showcase on like big plasma screens of like the works of art that were coming out and showcasing. It's like, oh, if you like this one and you want this to be featured in an upcoming unannounced project, use this app, vote for it, and then we will feature this in our game. Blah blah blah. So there's a lot of like more like there's a lot like of new stuff that's coming into like the world of like real life like arts and crafts and being implemented into games, to anime, into manga and whatnot.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted, guys. Whoever you might be, that so you're saying that digital has no problems, Jason? It's only physical stuff you have a problem? I'm like, hell no. Hell no. DRM is a big issue for manga or platforms. If you were to lose your subscription or not pay for your subscription means you don't have access to all these shows anymore is a very much a deal in of itself in terms of a problem.
Yeah.
Or an issue that inevitably everyone will have to face, or us as like a fan base has to face. So digital has like its own set of can of worms. Absolutely. So yeah, sure, digital manga, if you don't subscribe to Bookwalker or don't use their app, there's no way for you to read it. But if I buy the physical manga, I can just carry it around with me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If your iPad doesn't run out of batteries, but my book doesn't run out of batteries. Absolutely too. 100%. So,
So what did we learn then? Anime food, not really worth it. Actually, totally not worth it. But like figurines, collectibles, cards, stuff like that, it really just comes down to like how you perceive value in these particular things. Whether you feel like the aesthetic itself is enough, the idea of collecting stuff is enough, or if you need to go a step further and feel like there needs to be some added utility for me to see the worth, the value in it.
And it is hard that even though a large proportion of profit for a physical item merchandise is given to the animation studio, it's kind of hard to seek it out, and for a lot of people to purchase it because physical space, room, even the weight of the item is a factor that people need to consider.
Imagine there comes a point when it's like, you want to watch the next chapter of Mushoku Tensei, you have to buy the figurines and you have to log it into your Netflix or your Crunchyroll.
Oh no, it's very easy. They're just Jobless Reincarnation is just not gonna have any viewers or watch it. No, like realistic, like no joke, because no one's gonna really do it, or only a subset.
Like it's not the same as like, oh, you want to watch the next part of Demon Slayer? Well, you have to watch the movie first.
Yeah, because people vote with their wallet, right? And if a lot of people do it, then they'll be like, well, sucks to be you, I guess. Gotcha.
I mean, hella like straight up gotcha, right?
The last Blu-ray that we bought. Do you remember?
Yep. I haven't watched it yet.
What is it, Will?
It's Girl from the Other Side.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually legit the last Blu-ray that we kickstarted on Kickstarter.com.
Our credits are on the DVD.
I showed it to someone. They legit was like, what the fuck? There's good anime palette in the credits. I was like, yeah, dog. Like, yeah.
We made it happen.
Yeah. Like, okay, we contributed to the cause.
Yeah, we were not the reason why they greenlit the project.
But what you can greenlit is these show notes, which I'm going to tell you right now. You can always reach us through our email, gapalette@gmail.com. That's GAPALETTE. All lowercase, all one word. We are also on Twitter using the handle @PaletteGood, capital P and capital G, all one word. Or through our GAP Discord server using the invite link in the show description. We have a website, www.goodanimePalette.com, all lowercase, all one word. Music credits for this episode. Our intro music is, let me take it out. Or not, yeah, God damn it.
Maybe we'll meet again, right?
Yeah, our intro music is Maybe We'll Meet Again by Bagel, and our outro music is Like the Ocean by The Big Letdown.
Certainly helps that I have our epidemic sounds shown up. What else can you do with that epidemic sound?
Well, before that, you should always support the music artists that we feature by listening to them on Spotify, Apple Music, or various other music listening platforms. And as Will alluded to just now, our royalty-free music was provided by Epidemic Sound. If you're interested, you can always sign up for their services. A referral link is provided in the show description. Terms and conditions apply.
I think the most value I've had from buying all this anime food stuff is the fact that it came with bubble wrap, and I really love popping bubble wrap. That's about as much value I've seen so far. Would I ever buy these products again? Absolutely not. All this was around 2,000 yen, which comes up to just over 110 Hong Kong dollars.
Will, have you heard of is it a chain called Tokyo Hands, yeah. So my sister, no word of a lie, has not a fidget cube, but one of those.
Okay.
It's unlimited bubble wrap.
I would love that.
So what it does is it's like not. I don't actually know what it's made out of because
it's definitely silicone.
Yeah,
right.
It's like something because I also don't have it here in Hong Kong. My sister has it, but when it pops, it's like it flips to the other side, so then you can pop it on the other side. We also got one with a button and a zipper. This is before the fidget cube was a thing. I got one with a zipper. I got one where it's like like those Power Rangers when they transform and then it clasps and it creates that really
Yeah.
There's one where it does that.
The one I really want to get, and I know it's kind of gross, it's a zit popper. It's literally just like a little rubber / silicone slab with like plastic zits that you pop. It's gross. It's weird, but I kind of I know you're signing out now. Where are you going? Are you? Don't leave, Jason. No. Come back.
I'm not going anywhere, Will, other than as far and as away from you in my mind as I can.
Dude, popping zits is fun. Your own zits, that is. Don't pop someone else's. That's gross.
Imagine just running around being like, "Oh, I see a zit. I'm just gonna fucking pop that shit." It's gonna pop. It's gonna sound in the mic, bro. Don't fucking do that, dude.
We're becoming an ASMR channel now. ASMR. GASMRP. I actually don't know what ASMR stands for.
What? Aesthetics, sound.
I am actually going to Google that. So as we prepare goodbyes, I'm actually going to Google what the hell ASMR stands for. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Who's the fuck is gonna know that?
It's basically ASMR or Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. Yeah,
essentially like goosebumps. Really side note, and again, you can press stop before I go into this, but when I had to explain to someone that radar was an acronym, and also radar is a palindrome.
Yeah,
and it blew this person's mind.
I mean, I know radar is a palindrome, but it actually stood for something.
You didn't know radar is an acronym?
I did not know.
Okay, Google that shit now.
I mean, I know.
I mean, what other? I mean, fucking, I don't even know. We probably should have paused this 4 minutes ago. Yeah, it's like a targeting system, right? That uses electromagnetic waves.
Radio detection and ranging.
Yep. Just did you know that laser is an acronym?
What the fuck?
It's like light amplifying spectrum energy remission or something like that. Yeah. No, yeah. I'm not lying.
Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
Oh, so close. Yeah.
Oh, blowing my fucking mind. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah. And that nugget of information, just like every other nugget of information,
Can only be found on the GAP.
Yeah, bits and pieces. This is Will and Jason signing out. Will, any last words?
We're going to finish off these cookies. Are you going to finish that curry? I'm actually really full. I can't finish
Yo,
it.
we should dip the cookie in
No,
the curry.
that's gross. No.
I'll fucking do it right now until you press stop.
Okay. Well, I actually do want to see what your thoughts are. You dip it. The curry's got a cult now, though. I mean,
Oh, so it's extra thick?
yeah, it's goopy. It's what it is. Yeah.
People have probably stopped listening like ages ago.
Look at your face. Mid, extra mid. You're going for another one. Okay, I'm gonna stop it now then.